Okay, people, it's late, but I've got to go to sleep. This is what I have to wear all the time now. This is my life. Okay, it was my life in Bristol. This is my life here. This is full of hydrochloride. My whole caravan is full of hydrochloride. This is being sprayed. From out there, people. From those caravans in the corner, from all over the place, it's being sprayed. It's a new car. Right over there is the site manager. He's been spraying me. Behind that hedge, they're all around this camp. They have been releasing and spraying me with poison. See that there? That's a camper van that I'm going to make my escape in soon. But all of a sudden, things have started going wrong with it. Pipes have been pulled off the radiator. Wires are coming loose. This is what I mean about this evil New World Order, people. They are everywhere. They are in place. Lucifer has been busy making deals with the reptilians and the Aryans and, enslaving the human race. It's just, when you wake up, people, and when you wake up properly and you go down that rabbit hole, that's it. You realise, then the real shithole that you're in and what you're really fighting. And there's something else that I wanted to add to this video. I'm tired and been poisoned again, and I feel like shit, and I just have to. I was going to try and stay up and charge the battery for the vans. That camper van's my escape vessel pod from here. This is my last attempt at running. Because I tell you what, people, if I stop running, then I'm going to start killing. It's a road that you're forced to go down to through this evil. But the thing is that it's like then you end up in a prison cell, probably with looking really weird to other people, like you've just wiped out, say, a campsite. But they don't see it from your angle. It's like it is a bit like Terminator. The woman's in hospital. She's in the mental institution and she's telling the truth. Do you know what I mean? And like that doctor, he knows. He's they've got evidence, the chip, but they won't let on. Because in a way they're part of it. And it's just like the police force, And this is the last point I'm going to make on this video, and these 3 videos that I've put out there. When you find out that you are not alone, that the human race is not alone, and then, okay, before I found out about the reptilians and the Aryans, I used to think, I used to stand up at night time, look up in the sky in awe and just wish that I could see a UFO, or some flight, like you do, And then you really find out what's going on. You really find out about the reptilians and the Aryans, and then you realise they know it all anyway. They've been through their ascension. They know what ufology is. They know what the universe is. They know what a cell is. They know everything, basically, more or less. The only thing they don't know is the fact that they're evil and they're going to be locked out forever soon for what they've done to the human race and defied God, basically. Shame they can't work that bit out in it, people. So I was forced to work out how many people are there. Because I don't believe nothing at all what they say now, But they reckon there's 8.5 billion people. So when we start talking about numbers and we start talking about ancient races like the reptilians and the Aryans, it's kind of, to me, inquantifiable how many Aryans or reptilians that there might be. So let's just say there's probably an infinite amount. I don't know how they breed or reproduce or anything like that. It's just all complicated. How much of the actual universe they actually occupy, solar system and stuff. It's, all these things to try and work out. But I had to work out how many people there are then, and how many of these reptilians and how many of these Aryans are. Now, I don't know, just at a guess, I'm going to throw a number out there and say, okay, there are about 4.5 billion people, and the rest are Aryans and reptilians, or are there 8 billion people and there are another billions of Aryans and billions of reptilians? Now, as I said before, as far as I can see, as far as I can tell, the Aryans lost supremacy over controlling the world and the human race, and the Third Reich and all the rest of it. They lost, so they retreated to their ice cavern in Narnia, where they defend themselves. Because, like I said, they have obviously got doomsday's weapons, and so have the reptilians. They could end this world, no doubt, in a second. And the Souths and the reptilians along with it. It doesn't surprise me. So they can only fight them back so much. You can only, So the reason why I'm saying is that how, so it complicates things. It complicates everything because how, you go for a walk in the street and you think, right, how many Aryans have I just walked past? How many reptilians have I just, and how many humans? And then you start to see how the Aryans are still helping the reptilians because it helps themselves anyway by helping the reptilians control the human race, and enslave us, Hospitals, doctors. I'm pretty sure a few more doctors, or if not all of them, have been more Aryan than reptilian. And then you think, well, why do you do it? Why do you help them? Why do you fall into place still in this engineered situation to get rid of the human race or control the human race, as it says in the New World Order and the Gregorian stones in Georgia, which says we intend to maintain humanity by 500 million. That's wiping out 7.5 billion people, 7 billion people. I know it's contradicting what I said earlier about how many people there actually are, but you get the point. They are not messing about. They never were. I used to laugh at it. I used to think, how are you going to get rid of 8.5 billion people? 8 billion people down to 500 million. How you can, and I know everybody else used to, anyone else who sort of skimmed across the surface of this New World Order and, what's going on there and stuff. And, now I treat it very seriously, people. Very, very seriously, because what they've been spraying over our skies with chemtrails and what you've been breathing in, it would frighten you to death, half the stuff we've been breathing in, people. It's a miracle that we've survived this far. And that's what I don't understand about, these, like I said, who's, it's so hard, I'm sure half of these auditors, half of these so-called people campaigning on behalf of the human race because of the coronavirus, I find it strange that these people haven't been campaigning against chemtrails, a lot of them, all of a sudden, it doesn't make sense. It's a paradox, people. I've been campaigning against chemtrails, for over 12, nearly 13 years now. And all of a sudden we get all these people coming out the cracks in the woodwork saying, oh yes, we're with you, human race, we're human too, and we're campaigning. Are you, when you start to see it through, the way I have to see it and the way other people have found out what I have found out and what they found out and how, what's his name? The reptilian agenda, the guy, it just really escapes my mind quite conveniently. I'm on about the reptilian guy who he goes on about it all the time. I never remember this guy's name when I want to, and remember it when I don't want to. But it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, yeah, him. I believe that he's an Aryan because and he's I don't, because of the way that he. And also, I found out that he's part of Gaia. He's letting his, and Gaia are evil. They are dead New World Order people. Gaia, they really are. Yeah, so he's one. He's either, and then you just start to look out on the world and you think, I walk into Lidl and I see how many of you are Aryans, how many are reptilians, and you're all wearing masks, looking at the human beings, saying you should be wearing a mask. You should be this, and then you see the police force, and you think, how many of these reptilians or Aryans are in the police and the ambulance? And one day I saw my doctor walking into the surgery at White Ladies Road, and I don't know if he meant it, but he saw I was watching. He knows I know. Once they make no secret of it. Once he just kind of put his hands behind his back like he was being arrested, or he was a kind of a prisoner too, and he had no choice but to be an evil doctor and let people die of cancer. And it's all weird, people. It's when she starts seeing the world, when you have been through, what I have been through, and what other people have been through. You know, you see it for what, and it just frightens you to death because I'm honest with you when I say people, I don't understand why they just don't murder me, just hit me with something, a car, a lorry, death by misadventure, because they have taken everybody away from me. Mind you, my illness I had for 26 years didn't help, but they have taken everyone away from me. My best friend of 35 years, and family. My mother walked out of my life 6 years ago for no good reason, after being my mother for all my life. My sister, it's like they isolate you, and once they've isolated you, they can start poisoning you. They can start doing it because you haven't got anyone to run to. You haven't got anyone to, to sit with you and say, "Well, caravan's full of hydrochloride now. You should be wanting to pee your head off right now. I feel so uncomfortable." If you got a witness, But then you start to look back and you think, how many of my friends are Aryans, reptilians, and humans? And then the whole thing just becomes too much. And here I am on a Friday morning, December the 9th, I think, or 10th or 11th, in a caravan where I'm running from, smack bang into another nest of these. I don't quite understand it, but, like I said, these Aryans and these reptilians, they work together even though they're enemies, because it benefits them, because they know that if they start fighting individually with the humans and the Aryans and reptilians, they will have two sides to fight instead of one. And they're not stupid, either of them. They're going to use each other to the end. I'm going to say something, and I know you're not going to believe me. Just I've got to end this video. I've got to try and get some kit. I'm always kept up all night, but they keep me up all night, poisoning me, and then when I sort of try and drift off into a sleep, they start spraying me with extra piss a lot. I call it PAL, this evil chemical, and so that's it. I'm up, awake, piss, having a pee, urinating, going back to sleep, up, urinating, going back, and it's you get the pattern of what they're doing to me, okay, and what they were doing to me in Bristol, and I don't know how much longer I'm put up with it, people. I mean, what would you do? My body, my body's starting to shut down now. They're destroying my eyesight. My teeth are starting to fall out, and I've been through a lot, and I've survived, and I heal myself as best I can. But I'm on my own, people. This is my, it's. I'm not so much these days because the rest of the world are waking up, aren't they? I keep hearing them go, freedom. We are the 99%, and you would order. And if they only knew the rest of what I've been, trying to get out there and tell you about in these videos. It's just such a different ball game when you see it from my angle, people. I mean, the thing that I try keeps me going really is the fact that I know that mankind, we are in our ascension at the return of our Saviour. Jesus Christ is returning, and all this is going to come to fruition, isn't it? And remember, right? Before I say that, the only you can see my choices here now, people. Okay, I ran from Bristol, I ran, I ran to here. They're doing the same to me here. I'm going to run again. I've been doing some dry stone walling. I've been saving some money, and I've brought myself a cheap stealth camper van. It's a small thing. I've got to pass my car test. I've only got a full bike license. So only, I've got to pass my practical. And I'm trying very hard to get that sorted. But with this lockdown and everything, get it fast tracked. This is my last attempt at escaping this, because otherwise, people, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using it, and I can't escape at the moment because I can't pass my car test, and I'm not going to risk, driving without insurance and, a full license, even though because of the police, I am in this situation. They should have acted when I was being poisoned in Bristol and done something, and they didn't. They just victim support, but it's all the same. It's all kicking off all over the world now, and this country too, America, and what the police force and how it's been infiltrated by and how, and how they're trying to take over and take away our rights from filming in public and stuff. It's, and now they're trying to go for the big, the big one, or actually take away our freedom, as in being able to function as normal human beings, to stand where we want, to talk who we want, to have Christmas with who we want. It's very well timed, isn't it? Don't you think? It's very well orchestrated and engineered. I've got to give it to them. Any way that they can wipe Christmas out. Because it's they obviously don't like Christmas. They don't want us to celebrate Christmas. Christ is not their savior. Although as far as I can tell, Christ can be the savior of anybody that wants to be saved and forgiven. Start talking about that one going down the road of that, because I have people in more ways than one, because this time, if this is it, people, these beings, they're immortal. They can't. It is immortal, isn't it? Mortal is you die. Immortal is you can't die. You live forever. And it says in the Bible, God said, because you are immortal, I have prepared a place for you where you will be locked out forever. And forever, people, is a long time. It's forever. I've sat down and meditated on what that means, and you do get to a point where you blow a fuse, and you think, oh, no way, mate, no way do I want to be locked out forever. No way being locked. This is it this time, people. Good will take root properly this time. Okay, and there's no way that evil will be able to stop it. And to me, that's what it means. And and Christ shall make his return. I haven't done all my homework on this, people, but anyway, this hydrochloride's affecting my heart. It's given me. I had to walk around with an illness for 27 years, people. So this has made me strong anyway. But if I've got to bend, otherwise I'm going to break. This is my last attempt at getting away from this this camper van. Like I said, things have started going wrong with it already. I can't start it at the moment. I've saved long and hard and worked out that get a camper van, get out of here, and just keep moving around. When they sort of get around you, start stalking you, just wind up your anchor and move on again. And this is my plan. But they tried hard to stop me from getting the camper van. They want to keep me in this place as long as they can, to keep poisoning me as long as they can. They're trying to finish me off, I think, people. I had to spill the beans about this site. I know I live here, and I know it's probably going to get me thrown off sooner than I want to, but I don't care, people. This is what's going on here. They are evil on this site. They are as rotten as sin, and human they are not. And they have been poisoning me for about 18 months now. Once they found out what I was about, what I was doing, boom. And they're also spraying it from around the fields around me. It's... Right, I'm going to try and get a cup of tea and get some kip. I don't know how much longer I can put up with this, people. I know they want me. I know they're trying to get me to go out and, and then they just lock me in a prison cell, pump as much of this poison as they want in there and put it in my food. That's not happening. Cheers. Keep fighting.